Hi, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Wolfenstein, which is actually a sequel of Return to Castle Wolfenstein. This is on the PlayStation 3. It's also available on the Xbox 360 and more than likely the PC, but I can't guarantee it because I don't have Wikipedia in front of me right now. But you can be a diligent little YouTuber and look it up and find out for yourself. Doesn't that sound fun? Alright, let's get started. Let's start a new game. I'm gonna play on normal because I'm incredibly average. So we're treated to a nice little cutscene. This game wasn't all that popular, but the people who played it have tended to like it. I might like Return to Castle Wolfenstein a little bit more than this one. Not to say that this is a bad game. I like it a lot. But I'm just saying if I had to compare. But I haven't played Return to Castle Wolfenstein in a long time, so I don't know. Wolfenstein: The New Order is coming out soon. I've had this game since it came out. I don't know why I've waited so long to record it, but I happened to see a trailer of The New Order and I'm like, I better get on recording this. BJ Blazkowicz actually looks a lot different on The New Order than he does on the actual, well, this game, or the Return to Castle Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein 3D. He looks pretty consistent in that. Granted, his head shaved, but I don't think he would look that drastically different. But I think maybe they're going for a more realistic approach, even though this kind of looks like it's trying to go for a realistic approach. This actually runs on the Doom 3 engine. Don't ask me what ID Tech version that is. Again, you can be good little diligent YouTubers and look it up on your own. Yeah, so this is basically a continuation of the misadventures of BJ Blazkowicz fighting Nazis. I'm curious how the New Order is gonna be because it takes place in the 60s. The technology and the New Order, based on the trailer, I know they had robotic dogs and whatnot and other Wolfenstein. They have their fair share of futuristic stuff and this, but I just hope it doesn't turn into some futuristic shooter, because part of the charm of Wolfenstein is the old tech versus the kind of new steampunkish tech. I just don't want to be fighting Transformers or something super futuristic just because it takes a couple of decades into the future. Like not that much time has passed where technology would have grown, although maybe their involvement with the occult or whatnot. This game actually has a HUD on it. I don't know if we'll get that far in this video. That's one of the few things I dislike about the game, and there's a couple of boss fights that I dislike. But beside that, like, the actual levels and stuff are well designed. There's a lot of hidden things and it's a blast to play. It's probably super cheap now. I mean, I haven't looked up the prices recently, but I paid full price for this game because I got it when it was brand new and I was very happy with it. I mean, usually if a decent World War II first person shooter comes out, I usually get it. Whether it's called Turd, the World War II simulator, I'll probably get it as long as it has the weapons and the first person view. It's like World War II. I mean, most of the games have gone the Call of Duty route and the Modern Warfare route, so when I see a World War II based game, I usually like it. I'm curious to play the new Sniper Elite 3. I have 2 and I really like it. So there's a couple of promising World War II games. They have that one, and then they have a Brothers in Arms game that they said that's gonna come out at some point. That's probably I don't know, that might be my most favorite World War II series. I mean, I like the Wolfenstein games, but the only issues I have to pick with this game is some of the, like a couple of boss fights, namely one boss fight in particular. I won't spoil it for you because it's pretty far into the game, but it kind of pissed me off a little bit. Beside that, the levels are designed really well, and I think the HUD feels kind of forced, but you get used to it. But to me, it almost feels like they're trying to make the game last longer, but that's really the only issue. Beside that, everything is pretty awesome and on point with this.
Thank you, sir.
So without further ado, we're starting the game. I haven't played this in a while, so please don't criticize my poor gameplay. You guys are usually pretty good about that. Every once in a while I get one asshole be like, why do you record it if you suck so bad? And I'm just like, so I can get comments from assholes like you that criticize me. Duh. My life have any like fulfillment if somebody like you didn't message me? Of course it wouldn't. I need you. It's like once I moved out of the house away from my father, I need somebody to criticize me, and might as well be you. Right, so we're experiencing tunnels now. It's kind of weird, not weird to get used to, but the little compass, used to playing Medal of Honor where it tells you where to go in the general area. Well, this thing actually moves when you actually have to turn and stuff, and you have to keep that in mind. I wasn't used to like a indication system like that. What? I hate it when games like make you wait to grab weapons. You have to let them finish talking while I'm talking about people talking. Let me switch the gameplay to enable subtitles. That way you can listen along. And when I talk in this voice, it sounds like we're on Sesame Street, doesn't it? What a great show. Alright. Yeah, please grab the MP40. One thing I would have liked to have in this game is American weapons as well as the standard stock German weapons, but based on the setting it does make sense. But I do love me some M1 Garand, which you don't get in this game as far as I know. There's multiplayer on this. I don't know if the server's still up. It actually runs on a different engine. I think it runs on actually the Quake 3 engine, which is kind of unusual. But they basically took the multiplayer system and from Return to Castle Wolfenstein and put it in here, but I keep on calling it Wolfenstein, but I believe it's Wolfenstein. Oh, that's a good person. For the engine it runs on, there's some pretty wide open areas. The only other games that I know of offhand that run on the Doom 3 engine is Quake 4. And that was again like a corridor shooter. But beside that, it wasn't used much. The Unreal Engine 3 basically became the replacement. Before that, the Doom 3 engine was like the engine that most first-person shooters ran on. It's hard to be a sniper rifle when you have an MP40 or use it like a sniper rifle. Hold on, let me cough. Oh shit, I don't want to throw it back because I was coughing. That would be very foolish of me. But like the firefights in these parts of the game I really enjoy. It's just some of the boss fights at the end of some of these levels. Like I said, it's really just one. And I don't like running around the hub screen. I just kind of want to get to the level, but it does make the game last longer, so I mean, it works, whatever. Don't let that like make you not want to play the game, because it's a great game. That's really all you need to know. It's just when I play these videos, even though I'm not reviewing it, although I've been tempted to do reviews, but I would probably do reviews on games that I've already recorded.
Let's see how you fared demolitions, BJ. Destroy that locked door.
I was thinking about doing reviews of games that I've already played, but I try, even when I do these little, I don't know what you would call them, like commentary, I wouldn't call them playthroughs or anything, because I'm not playing through the game. I only did that with Ghostbusters and Snatcher. There, have it back, I don't want it. I have to say, the destructibility of this is very impressive for the Doom 3 engine. Nazis always make the best screamers. I'm sorry if your grandpa was a Nazi, by the way. I'm not making fun of your dead grandpa. I just mean in games. There's really nothing funny about any of this. But I mean, it's fictional, so man, they are religious with the grenades. I don't want to push the wrong button to get the little action wheel. In this game you also can upgrade your weapons, which is pretty cool. I need close range weapons, fool. Also, I like the amounts of gore that are in this game. They did that extremely well. I've been a sucker for aiming down the sights, but I've really been trying to, when I play games, to shoot at the hip. And like when I play Battlefield or whatnot, which I'm not a terribly huge multiplayer person, it has helped immensely. This looks like a job for something long range. So we're gonna use the little car. I hope that's how you say it. There you go, throwing the fucking grenades, dude. You guys like doing that. Well, you look like you just dropped it. What a delightful game. Once I'm done making this video, I'll probably play more of it. Every time I play this game, even if I stop, I miss how much fun I had playing it. It was a great game. Like I said, like I have minor grievances, which I told you, it's two no big deal things, really. Probably should have reloaded that. Is there anybody down there? I actually pushed the wrong button. I really didn't mean to throw that grenade. I'd like to replay and finish Brothers in Arms again. That game was awesome. It was an early PlayStation game. The only thing I don't like, it forces you to use the PlayStation 3 trigger buttons, which I hate using more than anything on earth. When it comes to first-person shooters, beside holding the shoulder buttons to strafe, that's like the only other thing that I hate worse than having to use the trigger buttons on a PlayStation 3 controller. You notice they learn from their ways, because every first-person shooter on PlayStation 3 that's been contemporary has used like the L1 and R1 buttons, which works way better. The only system that should use trigger buttons are the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, I guess. I haven't really played the Xbox One beside Forza, but I imagine that using the trigger buttons would be the same. Controls are a little bit different if you're used to playing Call of Duty, especially when you're switching the weapons. Now we got all this fucking blue shit everywhere that's supernatural and funky. Seems like there's a slight lag when you switch your weapon, but it's not a big deal. This thing kind of tells you exactly where to go. Right now it's telling me to go over here. Looks a little fiery for my taste, but you know, whatever. Oh, we're floating. It's like Call of Duty Ghosts when you're in space. My favorite thing about Call of Duty Ghosts when you're in space is when they reload the gun and the clip kind of floats in the air. I thought that was a nice touch. Why don't we go down instead of going up? And I'll shoot you guys while you're airborne, like a little thing where you want a giant stuffed teddy bear at like a fair or something, which I do expect to get. I do like how you can blow their heads and arms off, or shoot them in the throat and they grab it. It's pretty gruesome, but I do like my games gory. You don't really see too much gore in games on first-person shooters too much anymore. I don't know if that's because parents bitched about it too much, or they think that nobody wants it. Brothers in Arms was pretty bloody. That was a serious game though. This is sorta on the campy side because of the whole occult thing. I mean, there is some history based on Hitler's interest in the occult, but not to this extent, no. They actually touched upon it a little bit if you ever played the original Medal of Honor Underground. Follow the thing instead of going where Mikey wants to go. Yes, I talked about myself in the third person. Felt kind of good. I can't even tell who's dead or who's alive. I have the sound down, so yeah, that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. Oh, this is a perfect time to use a grenade. You guys like that? You like the taste? I like throwing it, so hopefully you got some enjoyment out of it. Probably should duck for a second so I can recharge. The advancements of the modern first-person shooter. Come on, let me float. I don't know what I'm doing. That's a shock, right? I've never finished this game, but I'm pretty sure I was close to finishing it. Like, I was at the cusp of beating it. Now you see all this little blurry shit there. Once you get your little thing, I forgot what they call it on here, that has magic powers or whatever, that's how you recharge it. This was a somewhat early port for the PlayStation 3, and this actually looked as good, if not better, than the Xbox 360, which was somewhat rare for the time. And I asked to give us a lowdown about the mission, but this is Wolfenstein for the PlayStation 3, also available on the Xbox 360 and PC. I look forward to playing Wolfenstein, the Order, whatever the heck it's called, wherever the new one's coming out. It comes out March, I believe, so next month maybe? I don't know. It's coming out soon. I'm curious if the 60s vibe and the different weapons and everything are gonna change everything. I'm not sure, but this game's great. You can get it super cheap, and if you have a PlayStation 2, a PC that can run it, I hope you have a PC that can run a game that came out in the late 90s, although the operating system might not run it, but you could probably play it in compatibility mode, or the original Xbox. If you can find it, play Return to Castle Wolfenstein as well. That game's excellent, and I might like it slightly more than this. I don't know, I haven't played it in a while. I like both games almost on equal levels. I only had the two grievances, the one with the one boss fight. There might be another one, but there's only one that sticks in my head, and I don't want to share it because that'll spoil part of the game for you. And the hub world can be annoying sometimes. It just feels like it wastes time to get on to the next level, because as you can see, these levels are pretty fun and action packed, but I guess they didn't want you to piss away the game like you would on Call of Duty, where it just goes from one thing to another. It's still fun. The hub doesn't ruin it. It's just a grievance that maybe it could have been done a little bit better. I don't know. Great game. I like it a lot, but I'm just being honest about two things that I have slight issue, and it's very slight, so don't let that information persuade you from not getting this game, especially as cheap and affordable as it is now. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video, and I'm sure you're stoked about that. Alright guys, take care. Bye.